Once a wine is bottled, the sugars, the acids, the tannins, the anthocyanins in the wine continue to react. And as they react, this results in changes to the wine's colour, to the wine's texture, and to the wine's aroma and flavour. Sometimes these changes can be positive. The wine might develop tertiary characteristics that are really quite pleasant and attractive, and the texture softens and becomes more integrated. This can result in some people choosing to buy wines when they're older, or to perhaps buy young wines and hold on to them to see what changes might occur. However, some of these changes might be negative. The aromas and flavours might be unattractive, the wine might lose its freshness, it might lose its life. The wine is said to deteriorate. Therefore, to make a complete and full description of a wine at level 3 standard, it is important, as part of the conclusion, to make an assessment of the wine's readiness for drinking and its potential for ageing. This will give you confidence to make better decisions about your wine, whether the wine is suitable for long-term ageing or whether it's better for short-term consumption. This will help you be able to advise others and to make better buying decisions. Determining a wine's readiness for drinking and its potential for ageing is complex and depends on a number of factors. The grape variety, its origin, the vintage, how the wine was made, the storage conditions, and its development will all have an impact. However, you can also use your tasting skills in order to be able to make an assessment. The characteristics in the wine that you need to look for are tannin, acidity, fruit concentration, and in sweet wines, the level of sugar. If a wine is simple, if it's light to medium bodied, if it only has a light to medium flavour and aroma intensity, it is unlikely to benefit from ageing. And therefore you should assign this wine as can drink now, not suitable for ageing. Pinot Grigio from the Veneto, Muscadet from the Loire Valley are wines that are more than likely to show these characteristics and therefore are best assigned as can drink now, not suitable for ageing. If these wines were left to age, they would probably lose their freshness and very quickly develop bitter and unattractive tertiary characteristics. You could therefore assign a wine that is light but has lost its freshness and has some of these bitter characteristics as too old. If, however, the wine is showing medium to high levels of tannin, medium to high levels of acidity, and pronounced flavour and aroma characteristics, that wine is probably going to benefit from some ageing. It is possible that some wines will show very high levels of tannin or acid, if we're talking about a white wine, and have a very intense fruit concentration. However, those characteristics might not be very well integrated. Particularly wood characteristics might be overpowering. These wines, whilst they are showing the characteristics required to give a wine potential for ageing, mean that the wine is not particularly enjoyable or drinkable just now, and the wine therefore might be best assigned as too young. Examples of wines in this category might be something like Barolo, for example, or Bordeaux, particularly en primeur. These are wines that are being tasted just 6 months after the grapes were harvested. If, however, the acid is high, the tannins are high, and we have a pronounced level of aroma and flavour, but the wine is showing good drinking characteristics just now, that is, it is still enjoyable and pleasant and integrated and in balance, then the wine can be described as can drink now, but has potential for ageing. It'll be interesting to see how these wines develop given time in the cellar, an opportunity to develop some of those more complex, some of those attractive, positive, tertiary characteristics. Most wines will fall into this category. Some wines you taste might already be showing a significant amount of tertiary characteristics. They might be, for example, fully developed. However, those tertiary characteristics might be in balance, and the wine is really quite enjoyable. In this case, you can assign the wine as can drink now, not suitable for further aging. If the wine was kept for much longer, you might find that those tertiary characteristics dominate too much, and you're left with bitter, unattractive characteristics in the wine. Wines that might fall into this category are Gran Reserva Riojas, premium, mature Bordeaux, Barolo, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and other fine wines from around the world. Unfortunately, some wines get forgotten about, they get left in the cellar for far too long and develop tertiary characteristics that are far too dominant, and the wine has completely lost its freshness and character. These wines, therefore, would fall into the too old category. Hopefully, you won't come across too many of these. Your ability to assess a wine's readiness for drinking and its potential for aging will improve as your tasting skills and your experience of wine tasting develops. Ultimately, you'll be able to make decisions as to exactly how long a wine has potential for aging, whether it's a 2 to 3 year potential, 3 to 5 year, 5 to 10 year, 10 to 20 years, or beyond.